Hi everybody, Sanbonani, welcome to my channel. Guys, you'll have to excuse I'm trying to find a way to do this video without stressing of going and sitting on a desk and setting up the lights and whatever. Anyway, you guys, I wanted to do this video to express what my thoughts are, because this is a commentary channel after all, okay? About I wanted to do a video about Coach Noni, because there's always a lot to talk about. But the thing that really inspired this video was the video that I saw yesterday on a channel Mkosi Entertainment, Umkosi Entertainment. Please check out her channel. And she had posted a video about this beef that is going on between Coach Noni and some other TikToker. And of course, a lot of people have issues about what Coach Noni says, especially about women. Okay. For those who don't know, Coach Noni is a TikToker and she's also a YouTuber. She's got a channel here on YouTube and she calls herself, I think, a relationship coach or dating coach, but she helps people to find partners. And a lot of the things that she says, even though I'm not somebody that is a regular in terms of watching her art, she says things that have to do with women and what women need to do in order to have a better chance at finding partners when it comes to the dating scene. And she has this thing of rating women, that if you have this and that and you look this way and that way, then you are rating like this. If you don't, you rate like this. And one of the things that she had said when I was introduced to her was when she had said that when you have kids, like say you have 3 kids, she said that you rate very low. I mean, you must be a 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, you can't be a 4, 5, 6, 7 if you have kids, which was the most ridiculous thing that I had ever heard. She also came on Owami, of course, to do that interview. That didn't go so well. I was looking forward to watching the interview because I thought, if anything, I'm going to get to understand her point of view, guys. Because a lot of the times when we don't agree with the person, then you dismiss whatever it is that they're saying. Sometimes you have to listen to them to understand where they come from. And I didn't. And I think the one where she did an interview with Musa Kawul was a little bit better, and at least she was given a chance to express herself, you guys. But I've always received Coach Noni as somebody that is a little bit delusional in terms of, I feel like she has given herself this title of being the coach. I remember even listening to her on Owami Entertainment, her saying that, you don't need to study to be a coach, and there's no qualification you can study for any kind of coaching, which I didn't understand. And but I will give it to her. She's very articulate, you guys, very calm when she's expressing whatever it is that her opinion is, even though it's an opinion that might actually drive you crazy, because she says things that are just sometimes, for me, in my opinion, are ridiculous, especially about women. I do find that as women, you guys, we become a woman is a punching bag for everybody, you know, and it's like everybody comes for a woman. You've got people like men in the internet that are advising women on how they're supposed to behave in order to be more eligible in terms of the dating scene. And then you have women who are doing it to us, and then you have now it's trans women. In addition to that, everybody wants to tell a woman how a woman is supposed to be so that they are chosen, and as if, that's all that we are worried about, to be chosen. And it's funny, especially when it comes to people that are not really women, that nobody takes the time to ask a woman how the experience of being a woman is like. But I feel like when it comes to transgender women, we find ourselves in a more difficult predicament as women, because on one hand, I want to respect Unoni as a trans woman. I want to respect her experience as a trans woman. I want to, because I understand her journey is a journey. I'm a woman. I was born a woman. as in physically, you know. It's for me, my experience of being a woman, I believe that is totally different from her experience as being a trans woman. So I respect that and I want to respect that. But I find that a lot of the people don't respect the experience of being a woman. It's like people want to tell us as women how to be women in whatever situation. This is how you're supposed to behave at work. This is how you're supposed to dress. You must have this. We do this with your hair. Do this with your makeup, and this and this and this. Otherwise, you are rating very low because you're not wearing heels. You're not wearing the weave, or your weave is not expensive enough. You don't have makeup on, and all of that, and this and this and this and this. And these are people that have not walked our journey as women. You know, as a woman, you have not had the experience of being a woman. And I say that we find ourselves in a difficult spot as women because it's like, I want to respect that you have had your journey, and you do want to be grouped with women, you know, as a trans woman, because you are a trans woman. I'm not a trans woman, I'm a woman. It's different, you guys, but we are all women. If we're just speaking generally, we are all women. So you find yourself wanting to make an argument, Yoguti. No, no, you cannot understand what being a woman is like because you are not a woman. But if you want to state that argument, it's like you are being insulting to her just because she is trans. Now you are discriminating. But if we are being real, if we are being real, her experience as a trans woman is different from my experience as a woman. And if she wanted to really know the experience, how it's like to be a woman, she would ask women instead of imposing things on women. I think that anybody that thinks that their value increases based on how they look in a day needs help. That person needs help. You have not accepted yourself. You do not understand your value as a woman, and it's a worrying thing. And to have somebody that has not had the experience of being a woman come and impose that on women, I feel like it's ridiculous. And I feel like our messages that are like that are not messages that we want to pass on to younger girls. You know, we don't want to pass such messages to our daughters. Ukuthi their value, whether they are a 2, a 3, a 4, or 5, that it depends how they look, how they're dressed, and, you know, maybe the car they're driving and all of that. We want to know that within themselves, you know, when they work on themselves enough and they feel it within themselves that they are a 10, that they are a 10, that nobody's ever gonna come to you and say to you, how do you rate yourself? And you say, I'm a 10, and they say, no, you're not a 10. How can you be a 10 when you look the way that you look? How can you be a 10 because you are overweight? How can you be a 10 because, you know, your nails are not done? How can you be a 10 because your makeup is never done? You know, we don't want such messages to be passed on to younger girls. And so I wish that she would differentiate and say, listen, I don't know the experience of being a woman. I have not experienced being a woman. I speak as a trans woman because there is a difference there. Our experiences have not been the same. And for us women, it's hard to correct and say, you cannot speak on certain things because you don't know about them. Because then if you do that, it's like you are now discriminating. So we take the beating. We take the beating from trans women. We take the beating from men even. Also, when it comes to Coach Noni, I don't know why people take her so seriously, you guys. Because I've always, like I said in the beginning, I've always just felt like this woman is delusional somehow. But I felt like everybody else takes her seriously. So I kind of feel like I'm missing something when it comes to her. That's why I keep on watching even her videos on YouTube just to say, okay, I must be missing something with this woman because there's a lot of people that are taking her seriously in what she says. But for me, she always just sounds ridiculous. She always just sounds like there are things that she is dealing with within herself that make her think certain things when it comes to women and how women are supposed to feel about themselves. One of the things that Unoni seems to say a lot, and I think she said this even when she was interviewing Uwandile Ndlovu from This Body Works for Me, she says she really hates women being delusional, okay? She hates it when women lie to themselves. If you know you're ugly, you know that you're not on point or whatever, why would you rate yourself a certain way? And for me, it has always been interesting on my part, because I would be like, but it's funny because I feel like you are delusional, but I just couldn't explain it to say, why do I feel like this woman is delusional? Okay. And then I watched a video from Umko's Entertainment, and at the beginning she placed the clip of Noni on Idols trying to sing, okay? And she had entered Idols, you guys, and it turns out to be the wooden mic situation, okay? Meaning that it's not even a matter of she can sing a little bit, like she can be in a choir. There are people that can sing, but they wouldn't sing lead. They could be part of the choir. It's not that situation. It's a situation of, if a choir is rehearsing, take this person out of the church, because just the mere presence here can just open busy choir, you know. So she's standing there beaming, and on the video it's written that this was like 4 years ago, which is possible because they say Unon is like 22 years old. So she must have been, 18 at the time. And okay, she sings badly. Okay, guys, I always feel like you must be a very delusional person if you get to your adulthood thinking you can sing when you cannot sing. Maybe you can get to adulthood thinking that you are Jennifer Hudson, but you are not really Jennifer Hudson. You are like what? I don't know. But somebody that can sing, but not that well. Maybe that can happen where you think you are really, really good, but you're not that good. But for you to just think that you are a singer when you absolutely cannot sing, you must be a delusional person. At some point, somebody must have said to you, "Hey, we are bimba," you know? And I feel like those are the kinds of messages that I got myself growing up, like hayi uyabhema kucula kuthiwa hayi wabhimba kuhlekwe nawe as umntwana ubone ukuthi hayi ya ne, singing is not my thing. And then mawenza something else bayakuncoma, yes, hey, well done, and you're like, oh, maybe this is my thing, maybe I'm an artist, and but getting to adulthood, guys, if you are 19 and you still think you can sing, but you can't sing, that is the worst delusion that I can ever imagine. So for me, it's a funny video, you guys. But more than that, I was like, this woman is delusional. She really is. It's a sign, just that video for me was a sign that she is delusional. This was not so long ago. This was like 4 years ago. She thought that she could go on Idols and win Idols. That's how delusional she was. And she cannot sing, you know. So I was like, this here is the delusion that I have been seeing on Unoni that nobody else says, okay? Now, you guys, more on that video clip is how she looks, okay? She looks very different from how she looks now. In fact, there is another one photo that I found of her. There isn't a lot of photos of her online before she became Unoni, like Coach Noni. But even that one other photo that I found, she is very, very dark. But on that video, she is like darker than me. Like if you are darker than me, you're dark, okay? Mina ngikhule kuthiwa umnyama uma bengidelela bathi hey lento emnyama lena because I'm dark, okay? But she's darker than me in that video, and I'm like, you can see what it's Noni because it really looks like her, but then you're like, but it can't be her because she is so light skinned now, okay? I don't know you guys, but imali yagezana, but igezana up to a point. Yabo njengamanje ngigezekile kahle kahle ngimnyama kunalokhu. Ngigezekile manje because ngiyasebenza yabo, uma ngayoyihlalela ekhaya emzini yathi ungabona my real, you know, skin color ngoba ngingashiswa yilanga, so I feel like it does look like she might have done something to make her skin look lighter, and that for me is an indication that this is somebody that was not happy with how she looked and changed it, okay? It's funny, you guys, on the internet, how somebody, I can just come and say I am Professor Mdletshe, and my specialty is, let's say, skin. I know everything and anything that has to do with skin, and I'll be coming here and saying, wash your skin with curry powder. and your skin would be fine. You see, I washed it with curry powder. You see here, this is Raja here on my skin. And everybody, there's always going to be a group of people that will just believe that really, honestly, Ntando is the professor of skin. And then when you start asking me about the qualification of being the professor of skin, I tell you, there's no way, you can never learn to be a professor of skin treatments. You just, after experience, you just become the professor. And everybody takes it. That's how the internet is like. That's how we have Coach Noni now, who is claiming to know so much about women when she herself hasn't had the experience, you guys. She has had the experience of being a trans woman, but she has not had the experience of being a woman. And she's not taking time to learn about women. Instead, she's taking time to preach to women and it real things that are negative about women. If you tell a woman that when a woman comes and say, I think that I'm a 9. You should be if you have any experience being a woman, you should be doing everything that you can to make that woman walk out of that room feeling like a 10, because it is more important that somebody feels like a 10 than looking like a 10. Because if you're a woman, you would understand. The only people that will not understand that are people that are not women, because they have not had the experience of being a woman. So instead of drilling things on women, sit down and find out how the experience of being a woman is like, because only women know. They want to be experts on women, but they don't want to sit down and listen to what women have to say. Sister, if you are out there thinking you are a 10, listen, you are a 20, because it takes a lot for a woman to even feel like they are a 10. So if you already feel like you are a 10, then you are a 20. But only a woman would understand that. And people need to stop listening to people that are not women, people that have not walked the journey of being women, and they're listening to those people to tell them how they need to be to get to where they need to get as women. Also, Coach Noni is not very original, you guys. I get it when people say Coach Noni is very intelligent, she's very articulate. She might be all of that, but she's not original. If you watch, I think it's Kelvin Samuel's channel. Not Coach Noni says everything that Kelvin Samuel says. Okay, all of these things of rating a woman, you are a 4, you are a 2, you are a man, they are not her original ideas. It's exactly Kelvin Samuel's channel, a South African version done by a trans woman instead of a man, because Kelvin is a man. Okay, so it's not a lot of there's not a lot of originality there. Plus, she has given herself this title of being a coach. Okay, I just wanted to do this video because every time I hear her speak, I always just feel like as women, we need to speak for ourselves. Why are we being drilled with information from people that do not know our experience? And why are these messages now going to be passed on to our kids who are going to have the experience of being women? Now they're being drilled with information that do not come from people that have had this experience. Trust me, if you right now feel like you don't know what I mean by saying only women understand the experience of being women, then it's because you are not a woman, because a woman would understand exactly what I am talking about. Be very careful of the information and the things that you take when it comes to the internet, you guys. A lot of people will give you all sort of advice, advice that would make you feel bad. If you tell a woman that she is a 4, then she's going to walk away feeling like she is a 4. Now she needs to change herself, she needs to do this, needs to do that. Listen, waking up in the morning, I am a 10 plus, okay? Nobody can tell me anything, but it has taken me growing as a woman, growing into myself, understanding myself, accepting everything and anything that is me as a woman. So I know how hard it is to get to a point where even if somebody comes here and say your nose looks like this, to me it don't bother me at all, but it takes time for me to get there. So when younger women are being told, being drilled with these negative messages, it is not a good thing for women. Let's stop listening to people that do not understand the experience of being a woman. You know, if you have to change yourself completely just to find a partner, are you going to now live your whole life now as, you know, uyoyithwala ke manje le weave lena ke wayithwala on your first date ngoba ufuna ukuthi uthole le date. Hayi bo, emshadweni akuthwalwa weave emshadweni. Neduku lena amalokhuzana amabonnet lawa enafakayo iyahawa ebusuku. Iyawa ebusuku. So at some point, vele, this person is going to meet the real you anyway. So why don't you just get comfortable with who you are? Why don't you just work on understanding and accepting yourself and getting to a point where you feel like, listen, nobody can tell me anything. I am a 10 and a plus, okay? So work on that. Don't listen to people that have not had the experience, because you are going to make your experience as a young woman to get to the point where you have accepted yourself longer and more difficult. They don't know the experience of being a woman. So the advices that they are giving to you are from the internet, from the YouTube channel. Let's say America, they take those messages, they give it to you as an African woman. They give it to you, they want you to feel like those American women, and you are not even in America. It's a wrong message for anybody here in this space. Be very careful. The people that you listen to, there are experts and coaches, okay? Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to say on the issue. Please tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video before Pumegona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando.